सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ओम नमो ब्रह्मादिभ्यो ब्रह्म विद्या संप्रदाय कर्तृभ्यो वंश ऋषिभ्यो नमो गुरुभ्यः। So we were looking at the 15th Vakya in the 4th Brahmana of the 1st chapter. Here the Upanishad is talking about the Varna Srishti only. So it talks about the 4 Varnas, okay, being created amongst the devas and also amongst the human beings. Okay, so amongst them the brahmanas are again praised here. That is because the brahmana devata Agni is important, correct? Only by doing Agni karya you can attain the lokas, the deva loka, swarga loka. And so Agni is the main carrier of all the oblations, as they are called, correct? Whatever we want to give to different devatas, we give it by giving our offerings into Agni, into fire. So fire is the Brahmana devata amongst the devatas, and amongst human being also people want to become Brahmanas, it is saying. Okay, so Manushyeshu Brahmanaha, like this it is there in the Upanishad itself. Okay, so the Brahman became the Brahmana devata Agni and also Brahmanas amongst human being. Again other varnas are also talked about here, and people desire for the loka, and those who desire for the loka, they want to propitiate Agni, correct? So only through Agni you can attain the results of your action, and because of which only you can attain a certain loka. And amongst human beings also they desire to become Brahmanas, I said. So here that Bhashya also we saw that Bhashyakara says that the Brahmanas are the friends of everybody, and all. He is quoting Manu here because they pray for everybody, and they even do not depend even on Agni, that he is giving it as actually a important thing. They can just do japa and attain the whatever results which others have to do Agni karma to attain. And Brahmanas also are eligible for becoming Parivrajakas. Okay, Paramahamsa Parivrajaka, like that we say, or Parivrajya Darshanatcha, like that Bhashyakara is saying here. So Brahmanas can become Parivrajaka sannyasis. Means Parivrajaka means they don't stay in one place for more than 3 days. That is the real meaning of Parivrajaka, means they travel all over the place. So as a sannyasi, they don't stay in a place for more than 3 nights because they don't want to get attached to any place, or they don't want to have any claim that I belong to this place or anything like that. They have given up the role of even a citizen. See, when you take sannyasa, you give up all the roles except for being a student and a teacher. Now amongst that, even you are not even a citizen really. If you are a sannyasi, nowadays sannyasis have passport, they take visa and all that, but in those days the sannyasis freely roamed all over Bharatavarsha, okay, all over the Indian subcontinent. They were going, nobody can stop them. Okay. In fact, that is why in the Arthashastra, Kautilya says that spice and all should be also there in the form of sannyasis. So he tries to misuse that. But whatever it is, the sannyasis were not even citizens of any one Rajya, any kingdom, or any country or nation. And they were going around all over the places, but they used to stay in one place only during this Chaturmasya, the 4 months during the monsoon, so that they can stay in a place and teach the people, and they don't want to travel at that time because again the travel itself is not very safe. And also during that time lot of insects and all these animals and all will be there, and they want certain ahimsa also they wanted to uphold, correct? They don't want to kill all these insects, etc. So they were not traveling during that time. But otherwise, they do not stay in one place for more than 3 days. So these are all now again Bhashyakara is showing here that why Brahmanas are exalted in one way. Okay, therefore that's why people want to become Brahmanas. Okay, so so this part, up to this part, I think we have seen already. Okay, so whenever they have done some punya karma amongst the Manushyas, they want to become Brahmanas due to that punya. Okay, because Brahmanas further have all this, whatever they have certain karma and certain adhikar qualifications. So tasmat brahmanatvayo manusyeshu lokam karma phalam ichanti. So when they have this punya karma, because here karma phala essentially we have to take it as punya only. So when they have this punya, and if they have to take a manushya janma, then the people want to become brahmanas. Amongst the Agni and all that devatas, Agni is the main devata, like that. So therefore what here, so that's what the Upanishad is saying here. This Brahman, which is in the form of the Avyakrita we saw from 147 onwards, became, so yasmad etabhyam hi brahmana agni rupabhyam, okay, karma kartra adhikarana rupabhyam yet srashtru brahma sakshat abhavat. So the srashtru brahma, the creator Brahman, the Brahman, again the word Brahma is used here for Brahmana Varna also, and also for Brahman. That's why Bhashyakara is giving here this adjective Srashtru Brahma, because here it is there Brahma Abhavat, like that in the Upanishad Vakya. So this Brahma is not the Brahmana Varna. It is actually Srashtru Brahma. It is the creator, the Brahman who is the creator or who is becoming all these things, who is manifest as all these things, this entire world, became amongst the Devas, Agni, and amongst the human beings, Brahmanas. Okay, because again what here the Brahmanas are and the Brahmana and Agni are talked about as Karma Kartra Adhikarana Rupabhyam. Like this, Bhashyakara is again giving one note here or explanation. Okay, so Karma Kartra is the one who is the doer of karma. All Vaidika karma Brahmanas do, correct? Whether they do it for themselves or they do it on behalf of somebody like a king or some other wealthy person or whoever wants to actually do the karma. So one of the main duties of a Brahmana is yajanam, yajanam, it is said. So yajanam means what? They pray. They can pray for themselves or generally for the society, which I already told you, I think. Because most of our prayers are all talking about us rather than I. So they are praying anyway in general. Even when we are doing Nitya Karma, the prayer is not just for that person, it is for the community in general. And but they can do specific karma for themselves or for others also. They officiate and do the karma for others. So they are the karma kartru or the Brahmana Varna amongst human beings. And karma adhikarana means the karma, the locus of the karma means what? When you do karma, where do you put all your offerings? In the Agni. So Agni is the karma adhikarana. So the Brahmana is in the form of karma kartru and Agni is in the form of the karma adhikarana, the locus of the action. So like this Srashtra Brahma became these two. Okay, Sakshad Abhavat, directly it became these two, it seems. Because first the Brahmana Varna only is there, then again it did not, previously if you remember the Vakyas, they did not flourish. So then the Kshatriya, like that it is said, correct. So initially it directly became these two. Okay, here Bhashyakara again is bringing in a Purva Paksha. So the Bhartru Prapancha, like that, there was a Vrittikara was there who had written commentary on Brihadaranyaka. Mainly Bhashyakara takes up his views wherever relevant and refutes them. Already we saw even in 147 and 1410 and all this Bhartru Prapancha's views were presented and negated by Bhashyakara. So here also he is now presenting the Purva Paksha. He says, Atratu Paramatma Lokam Agnau Brahmane Cha Ichanti iti Kechit. So Kechit, some people, okay, so some people give an explanation which is different from what Bhashyakara has given. What is the explanation they are giving? Okay, so here, Paramatma Lokam. So what, see, the Bhartru Prapancha is a Karma Samuchayavadi, Jnana Karma Samuchayavadi they are called. Means what do they say? They say that you gain knowledge from the Veda and you have to do karma. And both knowledge and karma together only will give you moksha. Okay. And again, knowledge, when they say, knowledge is mostly in the form of upasana only. Even this Aham Brahmasmi also, they try to make it into an upasana. Correct? Ahangraha upasana, like that. So that same view, here also the Bhartru Prapancha's view is different. That's why Bhashyakara is presenting it here. So he is saying that some people say that people wish to become, or people wish to attain Paramatma Loka, not just Swarga Loka. Okay. So Paramatma Lokam Agnau Brahmane cha Ichanti iti Kechit. So they try to achieve moksha. Paramatma Loka means really moksha only we have to take here by through the means of Agni and Brahmana. So by being born as a Brahmana and doing Agni Karma, all these things only you attain moksha. Moksha itself is that only. That is the view. So Bhashyakara says Tad Asat, that is not true. This is not true. Why? So he says Avidyadhikare Karmadhikarartham Varna Vibhagasya Prastutatvat. So what he is saying here is, you have to see the context here. Okay, what is the subject matter under discussion? Okay, so here the Varna Vibhaga is talked about both amongst the Devas and Manushyas. Why this Varna Vibhaga itself is being talked about? Okay, so Varna Vibhagasya Prastutatvat. Okay, so this Varna Vibhaga is being talked about here. Okay, or it has been introduced and discussed. For what purpose? Karma adhikarartham. So who is eligible to do karma? So what is the eligibility with reference to karma? Means varna and ashrama are the main criteria based on which you become eligible to do karma. And karma itself, who is eligible? Means only those who do not know themselves. Correct? That is very clear. Avidya Sutram is there. So Avidya Adhikare. So when Avidya is being discussed here, people who are under the spell of ignorance, they are only qualified to do karma. And karma itself to do, what is the criteria? Means varna and ashrama. In that context only, this varna vibhaga is being introduced and discussed here. Okay, so you cannot say that in this whatever karma one is karma phala one wants to attain, that will be Paramatma Loka. It doesn't make any sense, correct? So, and also he says Parena cha Visheshana. So para the whatever the Paramatma Loka, because sometimes moksha also is talked in terms of loka, because everything else is being talked about as loka. But about the Paramatma as loka, anyway, the Upanishad itself is going to talk in the next sentence itself, correct? So that is being differentiated and talked about differently. So why should anybody even bring it here? It doesn't really belong here. That's what is Bhashyakara's argument here. Okay. So that's what he says. So yadi hi atra loka shabdena parayeva atma uchyate parena visheshanam anarthakam syat. So if here only the loka shabda refers to Paramatma Loka, then why should the Upanishad separately talk about a Paramatma Loka in the next sentence later on specially? It doesn't make any sense, correct? So that's what Bhashyakara is pointing out. And how the Upanishad is talking about Paramatma Lokam? We saw that already, correct? Swam Lokam Adrishtva. So the one who has left this body without realizing one's own Loka means one's own Atma. One's own, without understanding, without gaining the knowledge about one's own Atma, or attaining one's own reality. Gaining or getting the reality here is purely in terms of knowledge. Right? Without attaining your true nature, you leave this body means then that person has really, it's Mahati Vinashtihi, as it is said in another Upanishad. It is a great, it's an infinite loss, correct? So that is being talked about anyway. The Paramatma Loka is separately talked about here by mentioning Swam Lokam Adrishtva iti, thus it is being talked about. So you cannot say that the Loka, which this Lokam, correct? Lokam Ichhante is Paramatma Loka. It doesn't make any sense. It is wrong interpretation. Okay. So that Bhashyakara points out here. Correct? Also, further what Swaloka Vyatiriktaha Chet Agnyadhinataya Pratyamanaha Prakritaha Lokaha Tataha Swamiti Yuktam Visheshanam Prakrita Paraloka Nivrityarthatvat. Okay, so here further he is saying what this Swaloka is being talked about, correct? And Agni, through Agni, so Agni Adhinataya Prarthyamanaha Prakritaha Loka. So here, this Loka, Lokam Ichante, correct, is dependent on the whatever desire you have for a particular Loka, you achieve it through Agni, being dependent on Agni only, because in Agni only you have to put all your oblations. To do the karma itself, Agni is the locus. And without Agni you cannot do. So you are dependent on Agni, okay, for attaining the Loka. It is said like that, correct? So whatever Loka which is desired for, prayed for, Prarthyamanaha, okay, Prakritaha Loka, the Loka under discussion here. If it is dependent on Agni, okay, and if it is separate from Swaloka, then only even the adjective swam makes any sense. That's what Bhashyakara is pointing out here. So he says tataha, then only, correct? Or therefore what? If this loka is separate or different from swaloka, then only swamiti yuktam visheshanam. The adjective swam will make any sense. If both are same, then what is the point in separately talking about these two things? Correct? So, because then the swaloka is about moksha, the other prakrita loka, whatever loka which is being discussed to be attained, to go somewhere and all that is all external loka, correct? External from oneself. You have to go and reach it by gaining punya. After death, you have to go and reach, correct? So, swam loka, you don't have to go anywhere. The self is always with you. It's only a question of knowing your true nature. So that is the difference which is being in fact shown by the Upanishad itself. And without taking all these differences, if you say both are same, means it doesn't make any sense. That's what Bhashyakara is pointing out here. So he says prakrita paraloka nivrityarthatvat, because the swam lokam is different from the paraloka. Paraloka, the word paraloka is used a lot by Christians now, interestingly. Paralokathil irukum parama pitave and all they say. All this is Sanskritam actually, correct? Because for them everything is heaven. God in heaven is very important, I think. But anyway, so here the Upanishad is not actually encouraging you to go to Paraloka or anything. That is not the idea here. In fact, it is trying to differentiate self-knowledge and attaining oneself. Correct? It is trying to differentiate that from desiring to go to Swarga Loka or some other Loka which is other than oneself. That is why it is called Paraloka. So Prakrita Paraloka means the Loka which is under discussion here, to which people desire to go and which is separate from oneself. Correct? So that is differentiated from self-knowledge, where self-knowledge itself is talked about as Swam Lokam. So Swatvena cha avyabhicharat paramatma lokasya avidyakritaanancha swatva vibhicharat braviti cha karma kartrinam vibhicharam kshiyate iti. Okay, so Bhashyakara says further. What is he saying? So he says Swatvena cha avyabhicharat paramatma lokasya. Also, he is pointing out that Paramatma Loka is always talked about as with the word Swa, Swatvam, one's own. Paraloka is never really Paramatma Loka. Although para is there in both of them. But the Paramatma Loka and Swaloka, correct, are not separate. Avyabhicharat means they are not different from each other. They are the same really. Okay, the Swatva Lokam, which is talked about here, or Swam Lokam, is really Paramatma Lokam. Okay, and Avidya Kritanancha Swatva Vibhicharat, and only due to ignorance, okay, people want to go to Paraloka, and that can never be Swaloka, one's own Loka. So that is different from Swatva. Swatva Vibhicharat Avidya Kritanam. Whatever is born out of avidya, all this desire to go to other lokas, heaven, etc., Swarga Loka, they are all different from the Swam Lokam which is talked about. So Swam Lokam is really the Paramatma Lokam, and that is different from the Paraloka which is talked about initially as Karma Phala, as the Karma Phala Sadhya, I have to say. That which is accomplished by Karma Phala. Therefore, so that is also talked about Braviti cha karma kritanam vibhicharam. Okay. So whatever loka which are attained by karma, karma kritanam. Okay, that it is saying in fact. Kshiyate iti, also it is there in the Upanishad Vakya. It will all be, see, karma kshiyate. So this whole thing will, or even here it is there, kshiyate eva. This is what Bhashyakara is quoting actually. Antataha kshiyate eva. We discussed this already. So he is saying, this is also being talked about here, correct? So we can see here that the loka which is attained as the result of your action will go away. It will not last forever, correct? Once your punya is exhausted, your stay there also will come to an end, because it is a result of karma phala only. It is result of karma. So that is being talked about as different from swam lokam, which is never going to exhaust. It is yourself. You don't have to go anywhere. In fact, you are always like that only, correct? You are the satyam, in fact, unchanging reality. So this can never change. This is truly eternal. So that's what Bhashyakara is pointing out here, and that is being said by the Upanishad as kshiyate eva. So with this, what Bhashyakara is essentially trying to refute whatever Bhartru Prapancha is saying. Bhartru Prapancha is saying this lokam ichante itself is actually pointing to paraloka. Sorry, this swamloka or paramatma loka. But Bhashyakara says that is not true, because the paramatma loka is being talked about as swam lokam later on, and the swam lokam is being differentiated with paraloka, which is attained as a result of your actions, and that will anyway get exhausted. Okay, here one more thing is coming. Let us see. Brahmana srishta varnaha karmartham. Okay, so what is being now said is, by Brahman all this varna vibhaga has been done, or varnas have been created for what? Karmartham, for the purpose of doing different karma. Different varna people do different karma, okay, different rituals, different activities. Okay, tacha karma dharmakhyam. Okay, so it is in the form of dharma. That karma itself is in the form of dharma, because what? Sarvan eva kartavyataya, because everybody has to do it, to be done. For each varna there are different karma are there as to be done, and if they do the to be done karma, they gain punya. Whatever is to be done, if you do, and whatever is right also, here it is understood, whatever is right in a particular situation, whatever is to be done, you do as an obligation, you do as a duty, you do regardless of your likes and dislikes, then you will get punya. So it is to be done. Okay, so this dharma only is niyantri. Also, we already, the Upanishads also talked about dharma as the one who controls even the kshatriya, like that. So tat karma dharmakyam niyantri purushartha sadhanancha, and it is also the means through which we fulfill all our desires, because all our desires are attained as a result of karma only, as a result of action. Again, this is the Purva Pakshi's view. Okay. So then what further they are saying? Tasmat. Okay. Tasmat. Excuse me. Tasmat tenaiva chet karmana swaha lokaha paramatmakya Okay. Paramatmakyah aviditaha api prapyate kim tasyaiva padaniyatvena kriyate ityataha. So Bhashyakara is giving now why Upanishad is talking in a certain way. For that he is giving like this a nice introduction. So the Purva argument can go like this. That's what Bhashyakara is presenting here. He is saying Brahman only created all these varnas. Varnas are for the purpose of karma, and karma itself, when it is done as dharma, okay, in keeping with dharma, okay, uh, in the form of things to be done, okay, kartavyata. So everybody has to do certain things. It is there already. Whether you do it or not is a different thing. But if you do that and you are controlled by dharma, then, and if you are like that, then you gain punya, and that punya itself becomes the means for gaining whatever is desirable to you. Therefore, what he is saying, tasmat tenaivacha karmana. So through that karma only, then even Paramatma Loka also should be available. That is their argument. Okay. So Swaha Lokaha Paramatmakyaha. So the one's own Loka, which is in the form of, or the Paramatma Loka, which is in the form of one's own Loka, or one's own Loka, which is set in the Vakya, which is really Paramatma Loka, also should be gained or available through karma. Karma should be the means for that also. Correct? It makes sense. That's why Brahman created all these varnas, and then karma has been assigned based on that. So whether the person is knowledgeable or not, if he does the karma, he will get moksha. This is one argument. Understand that. That is the argument here. So aviditaha api prapyate. Whether you know yourself or not, if you do all this karma, you will get Paramatma Loka. That is the argument. Therefore, okay, so so what here? So kim tasyaiva padaniyatvena kriyate ityataha. So if that is the case, what is there to be specially desired for? Okay, padaniyam means trying to attain something as a goal. This swaha loka, why should it become a separate goal or anything like that? Anyway, you do your karma, whatever is to be done, you will gain. So why should it be talked about separately as something which needs to be attained as a goal? No, that is being said by the Upanishad itself. That's what Bhashyakara is saying. Atha iti. So the Upanishad now starts Atha here. So why the Upanishad is starting like this? For that, this is the introduction. Atha iti. Purva Paksha Nivrityartham Vinivrityarthaha. So whatever this Purva Paksha is there, we saw just now. To negate that, only Upanishad is starting Atha Yaha Hava Asmal Lokat Svam Lokam Adrishtva Praiti. Okay. So Yaha Kashchit, Yaha means someone, Kashchit, Ha Vai, Asmat, Ha Vai are all particles. Okay, Asmat, this, Asmat means this, means what Bhashyakara says. Samsarikat Pinda Grahana Lakshana. So this Loka, okay, the Loka, whatever Loka we have here, okay, and this is characterized by what? Samsara. Samsarika means it is a Tadita Prayoga again. Bhashyakara sometimes uses Tadita like this. So Samsarikat, Pindagrahana Lakshanat, Avidya Kama Karma Hetukat, Agni Adhina Karma Abhimanataya Va, Brahmana Jati Matra Karma Abhimanataya Va, Agantukat, okay, Aswabhutat Lokat. So these are all again for this Asmat or this Loka. He is giving all these, you can say, adjectives to just characterize how this world is. So one is this world is a samsarika, means it is having samsara. It's a life of becoming only is there in this world. Correct? And then what? Pinda grahanat. So pindam means what? This pinda, this body itself is called pinda. Andam, pindam we say many times. Andam means the whole world. And pinda means or total and individual also you can say. Here pinda, more particularly the body itself is called pinda. Pinda grahana lakshanat means you have taken up this body. Correct? And also what? This body itself is characterized by certain things. That's also Bhashyakara is now saying. What is that? He says, avidya kama karma hetukat. So this karma, which is action, so it is all, this body itself is caused by karma only. Papa, punya, past karma. That itself is there because of what? Because you have kama, you have likes and dislikes, that's why you do. You have desires, that's why you do something. And why do you have desire? Because you are ignorant about yourself. Because you don't know yourself as complete, whole, purna purushaha, the limitless one who lacks nothing. So you do not have that knowledge. Because of that only this whole body has come. And agni adhina karma abhimanataya va. So this karma abhimana is there. I have to do karma which is dependent on fire. Okay. So based on that only you get the loka, whether this loka is this bhuloka or some other swarga loka, let us say. Or even in this loka, brahmana jati matra karma abhimanataya. So you have this, you want to become brahmana jati, he says. So all these things, this loka is characterized by all these things, where these kinds of abhimana means here identification, you can say. So you have this, you identify with certain karma and you want to be a brahmana by doing all that karma. Okay. Or you identify yourself by doing agni karma, so that the results of that you can enjoy. And the results of that is what? That's what he's saying. Agantukat aswabhutat lokat. So it is going to come. When you do all this karma, agantuka means something which is going to come in future. But it is not one's own loka. That's why he says aswabhutat lokat. So not self loka. Like that we have to take. Okay, not in the form of oneself, a loka which is different from oneself. Okay, swam lokam atmakyam atmatvena avyabhicharitvat. So the loka, so ones who want to go to a loka which is not one's own loka, means now what? They have not seen their own true nature, which is swam lokam, which is in the form of atma only, oneself, atmakyam. And atmatvena avyabhicharitvat means that which is not different from oneself. So instead of gaining knowledge about oneself and gaining one's own loka, they want to go somewhere else. So that's why adrishtva, not seeing the reality of oneself. Adrishtva means, Bhashyakara here explains, aham brahmasmi iti. So the one who has not seen the truth that aham brahmasmi, I am Brahman, that truth is not known. Correct? Praiti means he lives. Without seeing this truth, this person lives. Mriyate, dies. Praiti means mriyate here. So in the original vakya, praiti is there. Lokam adrishtva praiti. So praiti means mriyate. Okay, then what? Sa yadyapi swaha lokaha aviditaha avidyaya vyavahitaha asva iva ajnataha yenam संख्यापूर्ण इव लौकिकः आत्मानं न भुनक्ति न पालयति शोक मोह भयादि दोष अपनयनेन यथा लोक च वेदः अननुक्तः अनधीतः कर्मादि अवबोधकत्वेन न भुनक्ति. Okay, let me stop here. So Bhashyakara now here interestingly he brings in the 10th man story. Okay, so to show the nature of a person who has died as an ignorant person. So the 10th man story, most of you may have heard, correct? There were 10 Shishyas. In fact, they used to be, our Guruji used to call them Paramananda Shishyaha. Maybe even really in the tradition they are called the Shishyas of Paramananda. So they were crossing the river and suddenly there was a flash flood. And actually while crossing, normally people hold each other's hand and cross, correct? But because of the flash flood, they just dispersed. They could not hold on to each other. Each one tried to swim on his own and somehow they reached the other side. And then each of them got out from a different place on the river banks. Okay, they could not go together. And then they all collected in one place and counted each other. So one guy started counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Only 9 people are there. Then he became very afraid. What happened to that other person? We all came together. How will I now go and talk to my guru? What will I say? All this fear, guilt, everything started coming. Correct? So this is the 10th man story. The 10th man story is what? He forgot to count himself. So he did not know himself. In fact, that is the point Bhashyakara is trying to bring here. So without knowing oneself or without counting oneself, they count only the other things externally and it is not complete. It is incomplete. Only 9 are there, because of which all problems are there. Bhaya, shoka, sorrow. Correct? So that's what here saha yadyapi swalokaha means everybody, whether you know or not, self is there. Then where is the problem? That's what Bhashyakara is pointing out here. Aviditaha, avidyaya, vyavahitaha, like that he says. Vyavahitaha means there is a certain distance. Okay? Or you have lost yourself due to ignorance. That is the distance. Otherwise, there is no distance between the self. Even for an ajnani, self is self. Self is always there. But then where is the problem? Due to ignorance, you have lost it. Like I have my specs, I keep it on top of my head and then I search all over the place. I am already with the specs only, correct? But my specs was lost, or there is a gap between me and my specs purely due to ignorance, correct? This gap is only due to ignorance, nothing else. So this, you are separated from yourself due to ignorance, your true nature due to ignorance. That separation, vyavahitaha, asva iva, that's why he says. So the self is now become as though not self. Ajnataha, you are ignorant. And what? So that is what yenam means. Sankhya purnaiva laukikaha atmanam na bhunakti na palayati. So Sankhya Purana is the where he is referring to the 10th man story. To complete the count. In the 10th man story also, to complete the count, what has to happen? Then one guy comes. One wayfarer, he sees these people are sitting very sadly and crying. Then he inquires what happened. Then they tell him the whole story. Then he says, okay, now you count again. So again this guy counts 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Then he says, you are the 10th man, the counter. So you left out yourself while counting. That is the problem. So, like even the one who is counting in the story leaves out oneself. Okay. And because of that, what? He does not enjoy anything, and he is not protected from shoka, sorrow. Moha is delusion, bhaya is fear. So all these things are there. Correct? So all these, all the defects, you can say dosha. So yatha loke cha vedaha. So like this story, like it is shown here. Similarly, one who lives without knowing oneself, okay, that person also what? Without knowing means he is also in a similar situation, okay. Whatever he might gain also, he will lose it. So all that we'll see next week. We'll continue here. Little bit of Bhasha is there in this, and we'll continue. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.